So when do you want to publish your ideas with Context Magazine?
I mean, I want my work to be accessible to different audiences. I think context articles are short and engaging, and give people a sense of research, both in the process of research and the results, and the big questions, the theoretical questions. And I mean, I feel like my pieces are in good company. um, and I hopefully can reach a bigger audience than my book or scholarly articles, and specifically, undergraduate students get access to my research. That feels good.
Could you walk us through the main argument of your feature article?
Often when we think about immigrants in the military, it's kind of like what the military can do to help immigrants experience social mobility or adjust to the United States. But in my work, I try to reframe that approach entirely to first zoom out and see the bigger picture, which is that the US military is often directly or indirectly responsible for people having to migrate in the first place. So the military in the US empire works to displace people from their communities. And when they have to migrate, some of them end up being recruited into the US military to be the foot soldiers of empire. So that's the bigger picture that I'm interested in. And in the article, I also write quite a bit about citizenship, because many people know in the US, if you join the military, you have a faster route to citizenship, theoretically, not in reality, unfortunately. And so the point that I'm making in my context piece is that citizenship is not actually that primary in why immigrants enlist in the military in a lot of cases that I found, but it ends up shaping their experience in the military, because it can be hard to advance professionally within the military without US citizenship because of security clearances. And so people end up being exposed to more risky occupations, into more harm than they would have been with citizenship. And then it cons some people who don't get citizenship when they leave the military, because they're exposed to deportation like everybody else if they're not US citizens. And so I talk I write a bit in my article about deported veterans.
And how do you think your ideas are relevant to the broader public?
Well, I think the US empire is very relevant, especially now. And I think that particularly in the United States, there is kind of a way of understanding the military, particularly after 9/11, that really makes it difficult to critique what the military does. And the focus is very much on, honoring and respecting the troops. And when immigrants are part of the picture, the focus is on celebrating their service to the country. And so what I'm trying to do is lifting up that kind of dominant surface narratives to look at the actual, like what the US military does and what the immigrants do as part of the US military, which I think is essential for any kind of change in terms of US empire and its military function.